Hey up, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I would like to talk about a very special person in F1, and his name is Kevin Magnussen. However, I want to talk about him in not the best light. I've got a question for everyone watching this video right now. Should Kevin Magnussen be dropped by Haas? Well, let me give you some points in this video, and hey, I'll give you my opinion at the end of the video if Magnussen should be dropped. So let's get straight into it. So, of course, we know this season he's not been performing as good as Nico Hülkenberg. I can show the head-to-head stats right now, and it's clear as day, Nico Hülkenberg has been carrying the team somewhat. In races, it's 12-8 for Hülkenberg, and in quali, it's 14-6 for Hülkenberg. And of course, it's not the worst on the grid head-to-head stats between teammates, but by no means is it gonna put Magnussen in the best sort of light. So let's talk about the first half of the season, which is where Magnussen and Hülkenberg scored the bulk of their points. Sorry for the loud plosive sounds in the last two videos. Basically, I turned up the gain slightly too loud. I'm going to put my pop filter back on the mic. Now we know Hülkenberg got quite a few points in the first part of the season, mostly due to his qualifying. He qualified very well. Canada, I remember he qualified P3 but then had a penalty. Of course, there was the chaos in Australia. Austria, he qualified high as well, managing to get a few points. So Hülkenberg's done very well, and Magnussen as well has had a few good qualifying races. Like in Miami, he qualified well and then fought off Leclerc for a lot of the race. He did then fall back a little bit more, but that's where his points came from. But the first half of the season, by far, Hülkenberg still beat out Magnussen. Now, looking ahead to the second half of the season, which is almost complete, unless Magnussen has a screamer somewhere, we can see that Magnussen actually technically has outperformed Hülkenberg here. Magnussen has 1 point to Hülkenberg's 0. So basically the Haas has just been stinky the second half of the season, so well done for Magnussen getting 1 point, showing he still is bringing something to the team. And considering how many DNFs Magnussen's had, 5 to Hülkenberg's 1, it does put it into a perspective. Obviously, the stats saying Magnussen's very bad. He hasn't done that well this season. He has been quite unlucky this season as well, getting 5 DNFs. Especially the last 2 races, he's had 2 DNFs. So, yes and no. So far, his performances, of course, haven't been as good as Hülkenberg. But have they been bad enough? For me, not just yet. And considering he's only got 1 year left on his contract, they could just keep him until then and then move him off. They have plenty of time to solve this issue. However, the main thing that pushes me into why Magnussen shouldn't be still at Haas, well, it's because of things actually not on the track, funnily enough. I don't know how accurate this is, but apparently the wages Kevin Magnussen gets at Haas is around $5 million. Hülkenberg only gets $2 million. So again, straight off the bat, the worst team having a driver who gets $5 million by all means is not a crazy amount. But you could bring in a cheaper F2 driver or someone in their young driver program. Or Ferrari could stick someone in the Haas. It could very easily be done, and then they would have only $2 million on driver wages. Now, would this completely change the team? Probably not, but it saved them a little bit of money because Haas is a smaller size team. So they need every little bit that will help. So that's one reason why Magnussen shouldn't really still be at Haas. It's more of a financial reason. And of course, the other reason that was in that reason as well is they've got 2 experienced drivers. So they could drop one, and they wouldn't want to drop Hülkenberg because he's been doing better. So they could drop Magnussen, bring in a younger driver, and get Hülkenberg to help him with his experience. You don't need 2 experienced drivers in a car that bad. So that's another thing. They could just bring in a younger driver who could be amazing. If that doesn't work, then they move on to their next project. But it's worth a shot considering it will be financially helpful for them, unless they crash a lot. A bit like Mick Schumacher, to be fair. And it wouldn't really change that much around the team because they have still their experienced driver in Hülkenberg. Of course, I've already actually sort of spoken about a few reasons why they could keep Magnussen. And obviously, the first one I've sort of countering what I said 30 seconds ago, is it could cause disruption to the team. Obviously, bringing in a new F2 driver or anyone else, don't know the car, they don't know F1 potentially yet, so it could cause disruption to the team, especially if the car's a bit better next year and they need two experienced drivers to really get the most out of that car, which Magnussen could deliver. And of course, his results haven't been terrible. Yes, he might have cost them 9th in the championship, which is a shame, but it's not like he's so far off the pace. His qualifying's still been okay. His race pace has as well still been okay considering what car he's in. Now, for me, I would drop Magnussen. However, it would be once his contract has ended in 2024. I think there's no need to rush into it. Maybe they could work a way around dropping his wages a little bit to be more comfortable for Haas. However, I don't think they are in too much of a rush because 2 experienced drivers will be useful, again, like I've said, if they got a better car next year. And also, if it doesn't work out for them next year, just refresh in 2025, getting rid of Magnussen because that's when his contract will end. But what do you guys think about the Kevin Magnussen situation? Should he be dropped for 2024? Should he stay until 2024? Or should he stay for even longer? Thank you all so much for watching and have a great day. I'll see you later on in the week.